So this episode of Shit Happens Catalyst Conversations is very special because with me I have Sadiq, who approached me in a very unique way, and nobody else has ever done it like this. So it was like almost 2 years ago when he just sent me a random message on LinkedIn. And at first I was like, oh my God, well, who is this guy? Because, sometimes on LinkedIn, you can have very random people sending you messages. And because of me doing this podcast, for example, and putting this on YouTube, I have many people like SEO podcast experts always writing to me how bad my SEO and marketing is and how my videos could be so amazing. And I get messages like this, 5 times a week at least. So when he first wrote to me, I was like, okay, what is this guy selling? What does he want? What what will he tell that I am lacking and need to buy from him specifically? So I was quite skeptical. But then he was also sending me voice messages on LinkedIn, which is not very usual on LinkedIn. I guess he's the only person who has ever done that. I was like, okay, that's interesting. And I guess his first impression of me was like of this angry woman who doesn't use emojis. But for some reason, I said yes to him and we hopped on a call, as they say in the LinkedIn or whatever kind of world. And it turned out to be like 3 hours of Zoom call back in September. I remember I was in Malta, house sitting, and we started when it was still light outside, and then the sun just set, and it was getting dark and dark, and suddenly I was sitting in a dark room talking to this stranger that I had just met, and it turned out to be like 3 hour conversation. And also, more than 1 year later, we also met in person when I went to London to be part of his event. He has built an amazing community. We will also talk about this. So, first we met on LinkedIn, then we met in person, and now just catching up again. And even if we haven't talked to each other maybe for 6 months, it feels so natural. Okay, so we have Sadiq, and let's just start somewhere. Maybe start with the LinkedIn thing. Tell the people what made you do this, what made you like connect to random people on LinkedIn, and what was your first impression of me as well, maybe.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. Thank you for, firstly, thank you for having me on, Silja. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I think the friendship that we built over that time since we first connected on LinkedIn as strangers, like you said, now is the reason why I'm so passionate about human connection. It's the reason why I want people in the world to understand why it's so valuable for us to be the most authentic version of ourselves. And so one of the reasons why I was reaching out to people on LinkedIn was because I'm a coach, I run a business, I have to network and meet new people every single day. But the way that I do that is very different to, as you've witnessed, to everybody else. Because I live, we all live in this world where everybody does the same thing over and over again, right? But we have to stand out from the crowd. So by me voice noting people on LinkedIn instead of messaging them, straight away puts me a different, category to everybody else. Because everybody's so used to, like you said, silly pitch slaps, these sales messages, the links. Hey, go and subscribe to my thing, go buy my thing, go check my book out. And I'm just like, if you haven't even built a relationship with someone, if that person doesn't know you, then why would they trust you enough to go and press that link to support you, to be your friend, to jump on a call with you, to give them your time? Your time is precious, right? And so when I reached out to you, for example, it was just another connection, another person that I met. But obviously, I looked at your bio because I always look at who I'm connecting to. I don't just spam message everybody. I look at, okay, who's this person? What does it say in their bio? What does she do? What does she do? And I remember seeing, like Mind Valley, you were like a Mind Valley coach or certified coach. You were working in the nutrition space. I was like, okay, this is an interesting person because she's in nutrition, she's in health and wellness, she's a bodybuilder, she comes from all this like background. So I was like, okay, so she has a very strong mindset. She's dedicated, she's ambitious, she's passionate about what she's doing. So she's definitely going to be open-minded to have a conversation around those topics, which we both have in common. And so, yeah, then we just started voice starting as I always do, right? Like, hey, Celia, hope you're keeping well. I love what you're doing. Da, 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 da. So it's like, this is the beginning part for me of human connection because the only three ways of communication, right? Number one is you text someone and there's no emotions attached to
Yeah,
text.
especially if
So
you don't use
people don't feel,
emojis, because any emojis,
especially if
because
you
I was
don't
like,
use
I'm
emojis.
on LinkedIn, it's professional. I'm not.
Yeah, she was messaging me with no emojis. I was like, damn, like this, she's like so direct, she just, such a direct woman. Like,
It's
boom.
like,
I was like, I don't know if I should be if she's genuinely being nice or polite, or is she
it's
just
there are
like
two things.
get to the
I think
point?
it's
What
like
do you want to tell
me
me?
being Estonian. We don't like, we don't like the fluff. We don't like the bullshit. We just want to get straight to the point. Also
Yeah.
worked in international companies and in IT. I was always so annoyed when somebody, for example, from South Africa wrote to me, "Hello, how are you?" I'm like, "Come on, what do you want?" So, and it's this being Estonian and just, okay, let's be efficient. Let's do business. It's getting cold, let's
Yeah.
be fast. And
Yeah.
also when it comes to human design as a manifestor, it's like very straight to the goal. So I
Straight to the
don't,
point.
because I have inconsistent energy. I don't have energy to just spend, you as a manifesting generator, you have like, you can go in many, you have this
Patience.
powerhouse built in, you have the
Yeah.
capacity, but I don't. So I'm just like being caring about myself, I guess. But of course,
Yeah.
be like, oh, that's impolite, that's rude. But actually, I'm quite maybe not the softest person, because somebody that I
Yeah.
like 1 week ago for the first time, after 5 minutes, this guy, he was a German, he told me that I'm like this Amazon warrior queen. I'm like, you only know me for 5 minutes. I'm like, what did I do? But yeah, maybe
Oh
I
wow.
just come across like this person, but you were not scared. You jumped on a call with me. So
Of course. I think we'll get onto that as well. I think because your personality type is very like unique. You're
mm,
not weird, you're not strange. It's like yes, you're direct, but I think when people spend more time with you, they get to know you properly and they get to see the humanness of you.
yeah.
They actually get to see your human side, that you are nice, that you are kind, that you are generous, that you are just a genuinely good person. But because people meet you for the first time and you're just like direct and straight
Mm,
with them and you look at them in the eyes and you're just like straight up and get to the point, they automatically judge you for that. They
mm.
automatically think, oh, this lady's a bit rude. Like she's got bad energy. I don't really want
But
to
I
be
guess it's
around her.
also
Like
like
she's
these people who are like scared of me, so I don't need them anyway.
absolutely,
So whoever can get through this, okay, you're welcome. And also as an Estonian, the thing
exactly.
with Estonians and friendships is like, it's if you're out, you're out. But if you're like in the inner circle, you're really held and cared for.
Yeah, yeah. The loyalty is there when you're in,
Yeah,
but when you're not in, it's like get out and stay out. It's like
yeah.
never come back again to my life. So yeah, like I think yes, that's how we first connected, right? Human connection, voice recording. As I said, those are the three ways of communication. First is text, second is voice, and third is like in-person energy,
Mhm.
right? Like actually meeting people at an event, networking that way. That's the only three ways. Nothing will ever beat the human connection in real life, meeting in person like we did in London afterwards. Nothing will ever beat that energy, right? Because we spent time, we went around London, we took pictures, videos, came to the event. Like it was amazing. That's real life energy because nothing can be recreated like that in any other format, whether it's a podcast, a video that you make on Instagram. It's not the same.
And that was a
The
funny
second is
story
audio.
because I saw that you were having these community events. I was like, oh, London. So back then I was also living in Barcelona. So direct flights, very easy to get to London. I was like, huh, there are events in London and I haven't met him in person. I want to go. Whatever. It's easy to go.
Yeah. And then you booked the ticket, and then you told me, "Oh, Sadiq, by the way, I'm coming to your event in London." And I was like, "What? Hold on a minute. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean you're coming? When? What's the date?" And you were like, "Oh, I'm coming like just literally next week, I think it was." I was like, "What? You just booked it last minute, and you're coming next week to the event?" I was like, "If you told," luckily at that time, it was only like a few. I just started the community, so it was only a few events in every week. And then as soon as he told me, I was like, no, 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 no. Like if Silja's coming all the way from Barcelona to London to come to this event, I want her to speak. I want her to share her value. I want her to be attracting those right people in London to come and hear you speak. Because I knew you, right? We already had our conversation. I knew all the value that you had. I know the amazing work that you were doing. And I'm that type of person that it's not about me all the time. Like I like to highlight everybody else, my friends and the people that I attract. That's what servant leaders do. We want to highlight the good souls of the world to help everybody in the world realize that everybody's unique and everybody's special in their own way. But once you have friends who are very valuable, who are loyal, who have genuine advice and expertise to share with the world, this is why I started creating my community, right? Because I wanted to give other people to see, to be able to share their value, their wisdom, because everybody's out there thinking, oh, it's not fair. These guys are making so much money. These guys are like building a big podcast. How comes they got so many followers? But deep down, it's like, we can do that too. What's stopping us? who is stopping us? Who's telling us we can't do that? Nobody. It's ourselves.
Mm,
We're the ones who constantly limit ourselves towards building the biggest podcast, the biggest community, the biggest platforms and business, and even the people that are in the career world, right? Even for you to get a new job,
yeah.
who's stopping you from going to get that big six-figure salary job? It shouldn't be something that people are afraid of, but it's all the limiting beliefs. It's the stuff that I coach people on. It's the mindset. It's the perception that we have of ourselves, the self-criticism, the doubts, the insecurities, the
Mhm.
trauma, like everything that most adults
Mhm.
haven't healed from in their past.
So podcast is actually about shifts and transformations, and you were already sliding into the topic because that's also a big thing in life. So you were talking about all these things that keep people like hold them back, all the traumas and limiting beliefs. But what actually starts the shift? What starts the transformation? Maybe what usually starts the shift for you? Is it coming like from a negative thing that it's like, everything is so bad that I want to get out of this shitty thing? Or is it more like I'm good already, but I want to be better. I want to be the best. So, what's usually motivating you to change?
I think it's always the same thing for most people. It's pain.
Mm,
It's pain and struggle. You know, without facing enough pain and challenges and struggles in our life, we can never be pulled by a vision that's bigger than ourselves. So we have to go through the breakdowns in order for us to find the
mm,
breakthroughs. If we don't go to the struggles, if we don't go and have those challenges, if we don't fail, if we don't make mistakes, if we don't feel afraid and scared, then we're never going to be able to become that best version of ourselves. And we're never going to be able to push ourselves towards finding a purpose in life. And that is literally what everybody's missing right
mm,
now, a purpose, a reason to live. The reason when you wake up in the morning, you have this why that everybody talks about. You have this purpose. You know exactly what you want to do. You can see that vision. You know what your mission is. And you just want to find the right people to attract into your space so you can go and do that with them. Because the other thing that I realize as well is not just pain, sometimes it's actually loneliness.
mm,
So for me personally, it was both. It was the pain of working in my 9 to 5 job in the bank and just being so fed up of doing that for someone else and seeing all the money that the bank's making and all the hard work that I have to put in every single day in that stupid job, and then being around a team that's always so negative, that's always talking about the news, that's always like so pessimistic. And at that time when I was reading a lot of personal development stuff and working on myself, healing myself, I understood that how comes these people in the 9 to 5 career world think so differently to how I started thinking? Because clearly there's a miscommunication and clearly things can change. Because I used to be like them, but I became like who I am today only because of personal development. Because the more you work on yourself, the more you start realizing that everything in life changes when you change.
mhm,
And that's my favorite quote from Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn was like one of the legends in the personal development space. And he basically mentored all of the most inspiring people that we see today on YouTube, like the Tony Robbins and the Bob Proctors of the world. He mentored most of these big leaders. And he says, for things to change, you have to change. For things to get better, you have to get better. So I just took that literally and I was like, well, Jim Rohn said it. Like, if I want to change my life, I have to change myself first. No one's coming to save me. No one's coming to give me the pill. No one's coming to give me the secret. No one's coming to give me the playbook. I ain't going to get a coach on my lap that's just going to
mm,
guide and support me towards that way. No way. No one's coming. I just had to figure it out myself. So, yeah, pain and loneliness
mm.
are the two kind of aspects of our emotions or our feelings, if you like, that once we get to that point, where something's hurting us bad enough, pinching us bad enough. And the other aspect for me personally was, hey, I'm just always alone. I have friends, but are they really friends?
Mm.
I'm just always hustling, always alone. I'm always trying to build this vision, and everyone thinks I'm crazy. Everyone thinks I'm not going to make it. Everyone's so negative and pessimistic. Everyone's telling me to stick to your safe and secure job. I'm just like, no, I don't want to do that. There's something more inside of me that's telling me I need to get out of it. And
Mm.
once you find that day, that's the day, boom, paradigm shifts, the transformational shifts happen. That is when you realize everything all starts in your
So
brain.
it's
We
so
create
yeah,
our
it sounds
stories and
like it's
narratives.
connected to your purpose and connecting to this bigger thing that you want to do. And this was like this kind of catalyst for you to start changing and even like leaving this safe and stable job behind to become an entrepreneur and start coaching people. Was it painful to do this kind of shift in your life?
100%. Like, it's always painful, right? It's always scary. It's more scary and it's more fear than anything else, because everybody is scared to take risks. Everybody's afraid, what if it doesn't work out?
Mm,
Whereas I now help people understand the difference between what if it doesn't work out, but what if it does? What if you actually make
Hmm.
it? What if it does actually work? What if you worked hard for 1 year alongside your job and then you managed to build something even more epic and beautiful and passionate and amazing that you love, that you no longer need this job that's just holding you back, the baggage. You don't need those negative people anymore. You don't need those the team. You don't need the people there that weren't like once were not encouraging your dreams. They were like, hey, stick here. Don't worry, you might get a promotion. If you're lucky, we might get a bonus at the end of the year. And I always tell people this one analogy that I learned from a mentor of mine. He says, you know what a bonus really is? The people that are in the world of work, the employee mindset people, they live every year. They go to work, come home, go to work, come home, because they live paycheck to paycheck. But then at the end of the year, they're like, "Ooh, can't wait before Christmas. We're gonna get a Christmas bonus. Woohoo! Extra 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 pounds or dollars." So they get excited. They work so hard for the whole year and they just waiting for that extra bonus. And my mentor says, you know what the bonus is, Sadiq? The bonus is actually like the word itself is like a bone for us. So it's like a bone for us. It's like they are taking the piss out of us little rat racers, the people, the employee minded people of the world, that by the end of the year, the people on the top, the CEOs and the managing directors and all of these people at the top, they're laughing at all the employees down there who are like modern day slaves, they call them, because they say they're waiting for that bonus. And for us, it's like we're gonna eat all the meat, we're gonna have all the juicy meat, and then we're gonna give the bone for them. There you go,
Leftovers.
guys, you can have the bone. Like the
Yeah.
leftovers, like the dog loves the bones, right? So a bonus is like a bone for us. We are working so hard and we're just expecting the bone. We don't even get meat. We don't even get extra benefits. We don't, nothing actually changes in our life, because then the sooner someone gets a bonus, what do they do? Spend it on Christmas presents, birthday presents, fancy bag, buy a car. It's done.
Hmm.
Most people who are employees don't have the mentality of how to invest their money, how to become more purposeful in their life. Like, what is the deeper purpose of their life? Why are they here? They don't get that.
Yeah.
So yeah, to answer your question, is fear. Fear is what holds everybody back. And as soon as you overcome that fear, because fear just stands for false evidence appearing real. It's all just in our head. We make it up. And because we make it up, we also start believing in the crap that we made up. It's like people are just living in this literal rat race in our brain, because we just make up these stories. What if it's not going to work? No, no, I'm too scared. I'm going to lose the security. I'm going to lose all my benefits. What if I can't feed my children? For the people that are like, mothers or fathers, like they worry about kids or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like, you're not happy. So what are you going to do about it? How are you using the pain to fuel you towards your goals and your dreams? Because you're not happy right now. So the only way to find happiness is you have to change, right?
Yeah, it starts with you. And I guess if I remember correctly, one another change and shift that you had in your life was like you used to be more introverted, and at some point you were like found yourself on a stage giving a talk. So maybe also tap into this a little bit and tell us, how did this happen? Why did you choose to get on the stage and share yourself with the world?
It was truly because of one moment. So yeah, I used to be a super shy introvert, couldn't speak to women. Like it was like I was the worst. I was the guy, the Asian kid in the back of the class, just sitting there. Yes, sir. No, sir. 3 bags full, sir. I was just the goody goody boy. I was, never went with the wrong friends, never did the wrong things. I was always just on my path. Like I was always just a good person, a good boy as growing up, and now I'm just a good man because I truly had a good upbringing, number one. And number two, because I was such a super shy introvert, I just didn't have the energy to go out there like, oh, let's go party. Let's go to this event. Let's go do this. Let's go with these friends. Let's go with like where they're going, or let's go have some fun. They're going golf. I was like, always like, nah, I'm just gonna sit at home play video games. Like that's more fun to me. I enjoy myself and my video games time. And I used to be a Call of Duty addict, so I actually just sit there, play Call of Duty all evening, go to sleep, wake up the next day, have breakfast, go to work, come back home, more Call of Duty, eat, sleep, repeat. Like
Wow.
that was my life. So I went
In some even have like a similar story. So I was like, the good girl, but I was kind of like the nerd up to when then I joined the theater class. So I was like be on the stage, and that really got me out of the shell. But I was never into parties right now. I don't drink any alcohol, and I just don't care about it. I'm like, but but
yeah.
I guess we are not so introverted anymore. Maybe we need some allowance, but we also like be good around the people that we connect to. But again, back to the TEDx talk. Tell us about it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, no. So no, I love that as well. For your part of the story about how you were kind of something shifted in your life that you had like either you made the decision or
Of
someone
course,
made a
me, because
decision for
I'm
you
a
to go to.
manifestor in human design. I don't know.
Oh, so you was like, I want to go to the theater
Yeah,
class.
because it was like 4 years. So I was going to like normal high school, and then I also joined this music school that had this theater class. So we also had like exams, and we got grades for acting and how we do our makeup on the face, like painting your face, where like
Mm.
you do in theater, and also theater history. We had all these exams and stuff, and I was just doing this on a side because something was like, okay, I want to do this. I'm like super shy, but I want to be on the stage.
Yeah.
It's coming
So
from.
what was it for you to overcome it? What was it that made you say to yourself that, hey, I'm super shy, but I want to overcome this. I'm going to go to theater classes.
I think I wasn't thinking about it like this. I just felt this very strong urge to go. I felt this very strong
Mm.
because actually before that, since I was maybe like 10 years old, so I went to theater class when I was 14. Since I was maybe 9, 10, I was writing plays for Christmas. And we acted with my sister. So every Christmas Eve, we had this big dance and singing, and we always had this Christmas play that I created. So we were always acting, just our parents and grandmother, but still, I had something in me already. And then suddenly, there's like these acting classes, and it's like a theater school, and I just felt okay, I want to go.
Mm.
Thinking about, okay,
Right.
I'm going there to become, less shy, blah blah blah. I just want to go. I don't know why. So and I just followed this
Makes
urge.
sense. Intuition,
It's
intuition,
very,
just following
yeah, it's very
intuition.
manifestor way to have this creative urge to do something and then just go for it. So even when I was 14, I was like, okay, I want to do this. I'm going. Nobody recommended me to go there. I just felt I want to. And I did.
I love that. That's the one thing that we both have in common is like we say something and we just do it.
Yeah, and people are like,
We're just like,
I thought you were just talking about it. But you're actually doing it.
yeah,
Okay.
you just said that to me the other day. You were just talking about it. Oh, you need to plan these things 3 months in advance. That's funny. I'll come back to
Yeah.
this. I come back to this topic like after I think because it's such an important point, and I think a lot of people listening and watching would get
Hmm.
a lot of value from why action takers are the ones that actually change the world and why most of the time people who want to do something bigger with their life are just their limiting beliefs is not it comes from within
Hmm.
but then it's added onto by others in their life whether it's parents or friends like other people also add on and instill that into us to say hey don't do that that's too big it's too crazy just plan it out think about it don't just quit your job like that have a plan make sure
Oh.
you're that's not how our world of entrepreneurship works
Hmm.
now, right? Or the passionate people of the world. Like, if you want to do something big, you have to plan as you go. Like every day, you have to. Like, I now coach people around like planning just 7 days a week. So every 7 days, you just know what's happening in the next 7 days. But action every day is messy action. You go, you do things, you make mistakes, you fail, you repeat, and you just keep changing and altering things until you find a solution that works better for you. But coming back to like what got me to the TEDx
Hmm.
stage was purely because one day I was sitting right here in my bedroom after a year of personal development. So I used to read all these personal development books, the Think and Grow Riches, and the Rich Dad Poor Dad, and the How to Win Friends and Influence People, and all the books that I know many of your audience and our friends around us all know about today. The difference between me and everybody else is everybody it becomes a personal development junkie. They just read, consume, consume,
Hmm.
consume. They're just out there consuming because it's so exciting. Ooh, I love the psychology. I love the matching and mirroring. I love the networking skills. I love the confidence skills. But the one thing that they don't do is execute and act on what they read. Whereas me, for a whole year, I was consuming these books. Yes, I was learning, consuming, taking notes, all of that, going to events. And after that, I wanted to meet people to practice these skills, to actually use what I'm learning from the book and talk to humans
Yeah.
and like practice this psychology skill or this influence skill or this confidence skill. So it was right here when one day I just had a paradigm shift. And all it was I asked myself a question after that 1 year of personal development. I sat here and I was just thinking, Sadiq, why are you being so selfish?
Mm.
Like, why are you being so selfish? You learning so many amazing, inspiring, positive things from this book that has changed your mindset, changed your world like internally. And you're just sitting here in your bedroom being so selfish, dude. You gotta like start sharing this. You gotta start taking your phone out and make videos, and you gotta start sharing this online. And that's when my concept of Wisdom Wednesday came about. I started something called Wisdom Wednesday, where on Snapchat, I had only 8 friends on there. 8 friends are watching my little Wisdom Wednesday video, 3-4 minute little story video I was making, basically on just something that I learned from a Wednesday event I used to go to.
Mm.
So every Wednesday, I would go to this personal development event in London. I'll come back home and I'll just make that at night, literally in my bed or in my car at the time. I still have those videos till today.
Mm.
So if anyone doesn't ever like believe me, I'm like, look, I sucked at making videos too. I sucked at speaking too. I sucked at coaching and everything that I do today. I sucked at everything too. But you get better from practice, from the years, from the repetition, from the reps, and from the
Yeah,
habits that you
and I
build.
guess it's also like
And so,
if you don't take action, you don't use any of the skills that you read about. It would be the same like you're reading about all the exercises that you might do in the gym. You just look at the pictures, but you never actually exercise. You never actually perform any rep or set. And
exactly.
this you don't build a body. You don't build the
No.
muscles. So you really have to go and do
Same
it.
with swimming. You can't just read about swimming,
Yeah,
right?
oh
You
yeah, I'm
can't
a
just
very
sit
good
there and be like,
swimmer
"Oh, this is how you
on
move your
paper.
hands. This is how you flap your legs."
Yeah, I can write an academic paper about swimming, but I've never been in the water. It's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like it's the same as the gym, same as swimming, same as golf, same as any sport.
Mhm.
You can read about any sport, any topic in the world, but until unless you don't have experience by practicing it, you're never going to get any level of advancement in that field. It's like me, like I always tell people I'm not a psychologist, but I know from the years of experience that I've had talking to people now, and from all the books that I read and all the practice I've had with enough conversations around the world, I've got my 10,000 plus hours of conversations around the world.
Mhm.
I know that if I wanted to, I could just go and get my little certificate and just become a psychologist
Mm.
because I know all the things that they know. I know like the human behavior part. I know internal shifts. I know all the things that's happening, but I just decide not to go and get the certifications because I know that Sadiq is not going to be sold to by the world by from the labels of LinkedIn, from the labels of these certificates and these companies, which are all man-made.
Mhm.
A man came up or a woman came up with this certification, like you need this to be known as an expert. Says who? I'm going to build something huge in the world and I'm never going to have a qualification because I want to be that guy. I want to be that coach that doesn't have a
Mm.
certification, that doesn't have all the professional background, but purely based on my principles, my values, and my character and the action that I take in the world, I can build something powerful so people can see this guy is not just talking the talk.
Mhm.
He's walking his talk. Everything he says, he does. And we're seeing in real time him building this community, him building this thing, him going out there, him actually coaching people, him speaking on TEDx stages and stuff like that. And so that's only because of the belief I have in myself. The delusional belief you have to have in yourself has to be so big and so strong that when someone says, "Hey, Silja, don't do that. It doesn't suit you. That's not good for you. That's not good for you." Like when they say to you how
Mhm.
you should live your life, you should automatically in your brain just say, "Thank you for your kind words. I appreciate your feedback. I'll note that down." And then you should just delete it and ignore it.
Yes,
And because
I
you know the
find it
belief you have.
scary for people even to say that because I have this closed aura, I have my protective bubble, and I know very well who I am. Because also in human design, I have the identity center defined, so I know very well who I am. So I'm not very much influenced by other people, and yeah, not many people even have the courage to tell me anything like this because
They're still scared of you. They're like, "Oh no, evil, straight, direct lady is gonna kill us. She's gonna
yes,
come and stab us at night when we're sleeping.
sometimes they
She's gonna
try.
come out of the
They
shadows."
try just like some kind of mansplaining. Usually it's like maybe some men who don't know me very well, and in the first meeting they try to like start telling me how to live my life, and I'm like, I'm just ignoring.
Dude, you just met me.
Yeah, and they will never hear from me again.
No,
Yeah.
that's good. Stay away from those people and those men, especially because those men are the ones that don't take time out of their life to get to know people. Like they don't care because they don't ask the right questions for them to understand why is Celia like this? Why do you think like this? Why do you act like this? Why do you do what you do today? Why are you passionate about these
Mm-hmm.
things? All they care about is your external looks, the things that you do for hobbies, the things that you like, the day-to-day lifestyle that you have, and they just judge you based on that,
Yeah.
which is just like such a stupid, small minded way to think about humans.
Mm.
Because every single one of us are unique and special in our own way. But only when we sit down and like through podcasts, from conversations, going for coffee, going for tea, meeting people and asking deeper questions is the only way you're going to get to
Mm.
interact with humans and understand that we're all different. I have a lot of crazy, like I'm crazy with all this energy, but then I also like an introvert me just goes and disappears,
Hmm.
and you won't hear from me from like a day, right? Because I go and recharge, and people see my Instagram stories like I'm suddenly in some forest, or I'm suddenly in some like near the river somewhere, or I'm like
Mm.
off to Dubai or something. So it's like, I like to show people the behind the scenes, authentic part of my life. But at the same time, there's certain things that you have to keep private and that you have to keep sacred to your soul,
Hmm.
because that's our happy place. That's where we can go and recharge and rejuvenate, because we have to do that. We serve people every single day. We help people. We're building something big. It consumes a lot of our brain. It consumes a lot of our energy. So we need to go and recharge from that energy. And everybody's different. Like you said, in human design, you being the type of personality that you have is different to the one that I have.
Yeah.
It's different to the one someone else in the community is going to have. That's why even in community, one of the biggest things I've learned is that you have to be accepting and acknowledging every single person that comes in, because you're not in control of who comes in, right? You have to accept
I
them. You have
guess
to
maybe in
understand
some
them.
you are in control. It's kind of like, okay, who are you? What kind of vibe do you attract? And I
Mhm,
guess they're also like coming because of your energy. So you're still, like you said, you can only change yourself. You can change your own mindset and
mhm.
vibe and everything. So if you just want to start attracting different kind of people, you also change yourself, and then you will start magnetizing different kind of people. At least that's what I believe. In
Mhm.
some ways, a
No,
little
no, you're
bit
right. You're
in
right.
control, but of course.
Yeah, no, of course. You have to still, there's certain aspects of the community you have to stay in control of, for sure, because everybody, like, they could be bad people, right? And that doesn't connect with
Mm.
the rest of the community. They don't have the same alignment, which has happened. Don't get me wrong. It has happened. And I've been having to deal with this for the last 7 months. So it was part of the journey, and it's definitely part of community building. You will attract all different types of people, and sometimes people's energy don't match. And so you have to even make sure that there's a protective bubble
Mm.
against both of them, or you have to actually get rid of some. You have to actually remove some of the people because they're not for this community. Therefore, they have their own people, they have their own tribe, they have to go. And so that comes down to responsibility of the community
Hmm.
leader,
Yeah.
right? Because they have to protect their people. It's like negativity. You
Mm.
can't allow one person negativity to just come and just literally take over the whole swarm of like zombies, right? Like you can't have one bite of a zombie and boom, everybody's like zombie, zombie,
Mm.
zombie, because that's how negativity works.
Yeah.
As soon as you let it in, you're stuck with it and it's going to spread like wildfire. So you have to remove it and cut it off as soon as you can. And so, yeah, that's like a whole nother, that's a whole
Yeah, yeah.
nother
It's
like
like that's why
podcast.
I don't read news, I don't watch news, I don't let any negativity in. I'm choosing not to,
Mhm,
and I feel that anything that has to reach me, it will reach me anyway, like from another
mhm.
kind of channel. So to engage in some things, and it's okay. But okay, coming back to you, from Wisdom Wednesdays to the next talk, how did this happen?
So after I became confident, and as I said, like after I started working on myself, put myself out there, became bold, start sharing video content, start getting more confident, because now I'm sharing videos and people are giving me feedback. Hey, Sade, we love that video. We love this topic. Could you make more on this? Could you make more on that? So this all led me to in 2019. So this is I started this in 2015, end of 2014, 2015,
Wow.
and by 2019, yeah. So by 2019, a few years later, when I built some kind of a decent following on Instagram and LinkedIn at the time, I was like my own community, my own Instagram followers were telling me, "Hey, Sadie, you should do a TED talk. You should do a TED talk. You should do a TED talk. When are you gonna do a TED talk? When are you gonna write a book? When are you gonna do this? When are you gonna do that?" And that's a sign when people in your life that are close to you or in your community tell you a positive thing like that. Hey, you should do more. Like you should be a speaker. You should be a coach. You should do this. Then we should reflect on
Mm.
that and say, I wonder why people are saying that. We should actually reflect on that and understand that might be actually not a bad idea. Let me feel it. Let me see if I can feel into it, if it makes sense. So that's what happened to me in 2019. They kept saying, do a TED talk, do a TED talk. And in my mind, being the confident guy that I was even back then, I was just like, you know what? Like, I can do it. I know I'm gonna do a TED talk one day. I know I'm gonna like speak on that, that red carpet one day. I know one day it's possible for me. It's just right now it wasn't the right timing for me. I don't need to prove
Mm.
myself to anybody right now. I'm just building my business and I'm just trying to work towards my dream. I don't need that TED talk. But since these guys are asking me to do one, it was like a challenge for me. It was like
Mm.
they want one. I will show you guys that I can get one, and I'm not afraid of getting one. Can definitely get one. So I went off in 2019 after all their feedback, and I literally told them, and I still have that Instagram story where I said, I can prove to you all that I can get a TED Talk. It might take me a few months to go and secure one, but I'm starting the journey of going to get one, and you
Mm.
guys will see the talk soon. I literally like shared it, like I literally just visualized it and manifested it and put it out there. Then, of course, the action part, right? You can't just have law of attraction without no action.
Yeah.
You have to go and do things. You have to go and put in the work. So what did I do? Started going on LinkedIn, starting going to the TEDx website, starting figuring out, okay, where are all the local TEDx events happening in London? Where are the closest ones that I can probably attend to, that I can go and reach the event organizer? Because all you have to do to get a TEDx talk is to go and reach one of the
Mm.
organizers. You just find where they're happening, reach out to the organizers, and the rest is like you have to do via email, or you have to like find a way to message them on LinkedIn, and it all comes down to numbers. So I remember I applied for like
Wow.
more than 30, like I applied for via emails, LinkedIn messages. I was even doing like the most psychological sneaky stuff in the world of social media, which is, I was like, okay, what makes people excited on social media, right, is comments and like positive compliments in their DMs, right? This is the
Mhm.
human psychology. We like when people say nice things about us. So I was finding these like event organizers from the TEDx space on LinkedIn and on Instagram. I was, because you can go down hashtags, you can
Mm.
type it in LinkedIn, and you can go down that rabbit hole of finding them. I would go and see their last posts or their last videos that's only posted like yesterday or like the most recent one, and I'll leave like a really nice, big, meaningful comment about that video or about that
Mhm.
thing I just watched, and I will send them a message in the DMs or LinkedIn or Instagram as well, positive compliment stuff. And so all I was trying to do basically is get awareness. I just needed their eyeball to see me. Who's
Mhm.
Sadiq? Who's this guy texting us? Who's this guy commenting? Oh, that's really nice of
Mm.
him. I just needed that attention from their brain. As soon as I get the attention, I knew that they're going to reply back. And once they reply back, I know I'm in, like to start the conversation now, to build my human connection with them, to ask them, hey, I'd love to jump on a call to find out if I can do a TED talk. And I have some topics in mind and I'd love to come and speak when you guys next run an event. So I did this, more than 30 people, 30 emails, whatever. Boom. Then I think it was like within a month of those emails,
Mhm.
two of them I secured two. So two of them actually said you're
Oh.
in. So there was two different TEDx companies or like
Mhm.
organizations or universities in London that were hosting them. So I got two. One of them said that you're in, but we have to like jump on a call and secure the rest of the things. And the other one was like, hey Sadiq, like you're in, but like not 100%. Like you're kind
Mm.
of like 80% in. And we just, yeah, again, same thing. We need to kind of stay in touch and see if it's going to work out. So the universe has no flaws, right?
Mhm.
Everything happens for a reason. And I truly believe that we are never in control of external factors of the world. We can only control what we can control with our mind, with the actions that we're going to take right now. And so I knew that, okay, I have these two, but I'm not going to slow down. I'm going to keep
Mm.
applying. I'm going to keep looking for more whilst I wait for these guys. So then what happened from the two, one of them said, Sadiq, we actually got all the speakers now. We've like secured them, and yeah, we're really sorry we can't have you for this one, but we're putting your name down for the next one that we do. I was like, okay, fair enough, cool, no worries, thank you, appreciate you. Please keep my name on the list, and yeah,
Mhm.
I'd love to come to the next one. Next, the other one was like, yeah, Sadiq, we have some speakers, but if someone cancels on the day, you're like backup. Like we're guaranteed you're backup. So just keep that date free because you're gonna be backup. That second one, a week before the event, one lady cancelled. And guess whose name is on the list? Sadiq Hussain is on the
Yes.
list. And then I get a message from her on LinkedIn saying, Sadiq, we just want to let you know that if you're still available, then someone cancelled and you have the TED talk.
Mm.
And I was so excited to see that message. You have no idea. That was like the most proudest, amazing, blissful, beautiful moment of my life, of like seeing that message, because it was proof that to me, the belief I had in myself, that was proof that I did it.
Mm.
I did that. No one helped me. No one showed me how to do it. No one coached me. No one like told me how to get one. I worked my socks off with the belief and the intent that I'm going to get one. And because I manifested that and I put it out there, it came into my life and I made it happen from the actions that I took,
Yeah.
and I secured it. And then I told everybody, hey guys, oh my day, look, I got a TED talk. Finally, make sure you guys have this day. I told you I'm gonna do it. I proved it to you and to myself that it's possible. That when we have a goal in mind and we work hard towards it, nothing can stop us and we
Mhm.
can get it. We just have to believe it will happen. And the rest is patience. The rest is not
Yeah.
up to us. The rest is you have to wait and you have to be patient. And so that's when I did it in 2020, literally a few days before the 2020 coronavirus lockdown. That is when I had my event live in person.
Yeah.
So close for it to get cancelled. If it was literally a few days later, that was a
Mm,
cancelled event. I
wow.
would have been so like upset.
That's not lucky. It
But
was
a few days
just
before,
planned by the universe.
that that is just like that is luck, and we create luck in the world. I
Mm.
believe we create luck because literally a few days, if this event was a few days after, it was guaranteed going to be, it was going to be cancelled.
Yeah.
But so lucky we had it in 2020. It was probably, even till today, like one of the best moments of my life, one of
Mm.
the most proudest feelings ever, to know that a person that doesn't have a degree, that doesn't have the qualifications, that doesn't have all the society labels under my belt,
Mm.
yet I did that and I made that happen, being just the freaking young, super shy introvert that I was, to go onto that stage, to be recognized as a TEDx speaker is
Mm.
like a big privilege, it's a big blessing in disguise. And it was definitely one of the best like speaking gigs, or one of the best kind of feelings I've ever had on stage till now.
Wow.
I know there will be bigger events in the future when I build a community and
Yeah.
stuff like that, but till now, that 2020 stage and the audience in that room, young, ambitious, creative, passionate, like they fueled me. They fueled me to give my best and to talk about the topic that I talked about, which was basically all my story of consistently taking action
Mm.
to find your true purpose. That was the topic, and I summarized it as CTA. So in the world of content creation, everybody says CTA is call to action,
Mhm.
but I changed the CTA to consistently taking action.
Ah, good one. Yeah, and this also is like first it was like years of work on yourself, like personal development, then kind of like making this decision, having this clarity. Okay, I want this, and once you made the decision, you just took a lot of action, and it just made it happen. So it kind of like always starts with the mindset. It starts with the clarity, what you want to have, and I guess all this work on yourself that had already reduced or maybe even diminished or like evaporated all these limiting beliefs that you might have had before. And then you just had the path kind of cleared for you. You could just
Mhm.
go and take action and take a lot of action. Rejection, just take more action and finally get the thing that you want.
Rejection is just redirection.
Yeah.
Just to add to what you just said there, like, yes, we go for a lot of rejections because me applying for all those events and people emailing me and messaging me saying, we're so sorry, Sadiq, it's not available. We already got speakers and we're so sorry, this event's not happening and whatever. Like all those rejections was all, it could have just like demotivated
Hmm.
me, right? It could have just stopped me and slowed me down and made me feel upset and angry and frustrated. But I was like, when you're on a mission, you can't stop and you can't let rejection stop you.
Yeah.
It's like when people go to apply for jobs, when people want to start a business, they're so afraid of the limiting beliefs and the fear of rejection that they don't even start. I said before, right? You have two options. What if I fail? But what if I make it?
Yeah.
What if I succeed? What if I actually do make that big dream happen? And I proved to myself that it was possible
Hmm.
without having this level of mindset where everybody's trying to hold me back, or I'm holding myself back by not taking action, by not believing in myself, by letting the fear consume me and genuinely just stop me from doing what I know I
Hmm.
could do, but based on one silly little fake mentality and a fake story that you made in your mind up. You're going to let that stop you? We can't. We all have dreams and we have ambitious goals. We have to go after them, and we have to
Hmm.
find the right people to support us along the way, because I promise you it does get lonely, it does
Yeah,
get
I know.
hard, you are going to be alone a lot, and you just have to find the right people. When you find people like us who are like encouraging and supportive and
Hmm.
caring, they will remind you, hey Sadik, like on those days you feel shit, don't worry, like I got you. I felt the same,
Mm.
but you're going to overcome it. It's just a temporary moment. And then you have other friends on the other side, the old friends, who are the opposite. They won't encourage you and support you. They'll discourage you
Hmm.
and make sure you don't go and do that thing. And that's why most people's life never changes,
Because
because
they're afraid
continue.
that they will also have to do something because they don't want to get left behind. But maybe they don't have the energy to do that. And they're like, oh, if she's doing it, I also have to start moving my ass. And I have to like get up. I'm like, and I don't want to. It's so comfortable here. So they don't. I know that we are the kind of people who voluntarily leave the comfort zones. We are like always, expanding and pushing the comfort zone further away. But very often people they feel so cozy and nice in the comfort zone, so they are not moving. But I guess that having these people around is very important, and I guess that's also why you are now building this amazing community, How to Human. So that has
Yeah.
also going on for 7 months. I was there in the beginning, just came in, but I
November.
know it's kind of like so big. You're having these events with people and London, Dubai, so it's kind of international as well. So
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
like
No, it's been
attracting
a
your kind of people.
yeah, it's been such a beautifully chaotic journey, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Like it's been so beautiful, so amazing, so positive, like in so many ways. There's only good things I can say, right, about building a community, how powerful it is, how it's like becomes your second family,
Hmm.
how it becomes a space that you can go into to be your authentic self, to be transparent, to be vulnerable, to be open and honest with like people who just understand you and who accept you for who you are. Because we live in a world that people don't accept us for who we are.
Hmm.
Like you said, you meet these people and they think you're weird or you're strict or you're a weird lady or you're scary. But there's like they don't spend time to actually get to know you,
Yeah.
to see the other side of you, that you are kind, that you do smile, that you do laugh, that you are like human too. They just see the strict
Hmm.
face and they're just like, this is evil, like she's so rude.
Yeah.
But then the people like us who know you, like we spend time, we go for dinner, we go for coffees, and we connect on a deeper human
Hmm.
level. And that's when you get to know people on a real, like, intentional level. And that's why, that's where the name of the community came from, How to Human. Because I just was talking to one of my clients at one point and I was like, you know what, Jan, like people have forgotten how to human. They
Ah.
just forgotten how to flip in human, just be human, common sense. They've forgotten just how to operate
Hmm.
as a normal person, a good person, being kind and compassionate. Everybody's out there trying to seek and take from everybody else, and they're not willing to give and help and support and lend a hand. So that's where the concept came from, How to Human. Like we have to come back, in almost like we have to unlearn from our life to relearn how to be
Hmm.
human again. Because throughout our whole journey from childhood to adulthood, we have been instilled and brainwashed from society with so much things that we didn't need, that now when we're older and we've done all the work and the healing and the trauma healing and everything again, we realize, damn it, like I didn't even, those, who cares about those things? I didn't need those things. I didn't need those people. I didn't need those experiences. I didn't need that education system. I needed this.
Hmm.
Very simple. I just needed a driver. I just needed a passion. I just needed a purpose. And that would have fueled me towards taking action and doing big things in the world. So yeah, building the community has been amazing because it's helped me realize so many things in terms of humans, people, personality. Obviously, coaching already has given me that experience, but not in this level, right?
Hmm.
Like coaching was always one on one for me. Now it's like in a multiple, a human level where it's a group of people. You get to understand how people operate. And I'm always observing what's happening in the community. When we have events, I'm always watching everybody. I'm always observing what's happening. How are people acting? How are people reacting? What's going on, who's fighting, who doesn't like each other. And I'm always watching, right? Where can I protect them all from like bad vibes?
Hmm.
And I don't want anything to kind of break down or fall apart. I'm trying to keep the glue and keep the sticky stuff together. But it's just part of building a community, it's part of building a business and a company or organization or team, is that it's never going to be perfect.
Hmm.
You can't expect it to be perfect. You're going to make mistakes, you're going to learn, you're going to have to fix things. As entrepreneurs, we become fixers. We have to go around, we have to just fix things and fix people. No, well, we don't fix people, but we fix the challenges that people are
Or
having.
we
So
kind
we
of
don't.
like inspire people to start fixing themselves.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So we inspire from our own actions. We can inspire people on how they can reflect on how they could change their actions and their way of thinking or their character, for example. But we can never change people. That's one thing that we can never actually do. We can't force people to do something. We can't change people. We have to only inspire and show them through our actions. This is how it should be done. Like this is the right way to do it, and the way that you're doing it is the way that shouldn't be the way
Hmm.
that you should be building or learning. Like you need to learn about why they believe that and why you have this argument with them. And you have to accept that they are like that and you are like this and still be friends. Doesn't
Hmm.
matter where you're from, what belief system, what faith, doesn't matter. You're both humans. We have to learn to get along with each other.
Hmm.
And that comes with acceptance. It comes from healing. It comes from your own, mindset growth. If you don't work on yourself harder than anything else, you're never going to understand that humans inevitably we're all unique and different and we have to get to know people. And so I've learned so much over the last 7 months that I can't change people, I can't fix things, I can't, like, yeah, I can only do what Sadiq can do with my one brain. Doesn't matter if I'm a manifesting generator, like I still have one brain, I'm still human, still one man, I'm still trying my best, I'm still trying to be the superhero.
Hmm.
But we need support, we need help, we have to ask for it, we have to get the guidance, we have to seek it, we have to genuinely let people know that, hey guys, like I can't grow this by myself. And we're at that point now, 7 months down the line, that I've openly and transparently told everybody, hey guys, I can't do this by myself anymore.
Mhm.
Like, you guys have seen what I've built, and I've done it single-handedly by myself, with no support, no team, nothing, just my own savings, my own hustle, my own time. But because I believe in it that much,
Mhm.
that is the reason why I put so much passion and effort and time into it. Because I know I'm going to make it happen. But I just need your help. I need the few people that believe in it as much as I do. I just need your help. I need it financially. I need it emotionally. I
Mhm.
need it like hands on. I need it in all aspects. Because I'm human like you guys. I'm building a community. So I need the humans in the community to support me too.
Yeah. So you have mentioned very many times that you're working on yourself. You've been working on yourself many, many years already. But maybe like, how does your day usually look like? What are the some of the rituals, routines that you always have in your day or maybe in your week that are like part of your self development and keeping yourself like balanced and grounded or like at your most optimal self? Maybe daily or weekly. I don't know how you balance all that out.
Yeah, I think I can. So I can speak about like daily, right? I think the most important thing to me. So when I coach my clients, for example, I can only coach them based on how I live my life, right? And what I've learned from my experience over a decade. So if I'm not acting on certain things, other people won't be inspired
Mm.
by my actions. So to answer what you just asked, it's like I can only share my daily routine, right? How I live my life every day. And other people can take away the good from that and try it for themselves and see if it works for them. But equally, you have to go with what works for you too. That's why, like in human design, you spoke about before, you as a manifester and me as a manifesting generator, like we're two different types of
Mhm.
personalities, people. We operate differently. So if I say, hey, I like to do 1 hour in the gym, hardcore hit sessions, da, 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 and you're like, nah, Sadiq, I just like going in, chilling, going for a little run. I like going from the forest. I like to have my music on and just go for a chilled run. That's it. Like, that's fine.
Mhm.
You have to pick what works best for you. So my daily routine is like, I believe the secret to why I'm so consistent, because I believe in routine. I believe of being a student of your calendar. I think the people that don't have a plan for the next 7 days of their life are inevitably the people that never make it big in the world, that never get to
Mm.
go after their dreams, because they don't know what they're doing in the next 7 days, let alone what they're going to be doing today, right? They just go with the flow, as they say. But when you just go with the flow in life, you never have this aspiration to go and do something big. You never find your dreams. You never have a purpose. You're just kind of living every day just in la la land, as I like to say.
Yeah.
The first thing I have to do in the morning, as soon as I wake up, the number one thing that I do is I don't use my phone.
Mhm.
And this is coming from the person that everybody sees my videos every single day.
Mhm.
I post every single
Yeah.
day across every single platform on social media. So I should be the one that's going and checking my messages and my DMs and stuff, right? Nope. I'm the guy that wakes up and I'm not on my phone. I switch off the alarm. I wake up consciously and mindfully. I go and have my shower. I start with some positive intentions and gratitude. That's the first thing that I do. And then I go to the gym.
Mhm.
Go to the gym. I move my body, because movement is medicine, as I always say. When we move our mind, that's therapy. When we
Mhm.
go to the gym, that's physical therapy. When we work on ourselves from these books and personal development, that's mental therapy, right? And then we have to have a spiritual therapy. So whatever your faith, whatever your belief, whatever spiritual practice that you believe in, you have to have that practice in your life too. Because those three things aligned equals to emotional well-being. Equals to emotionally, you become more intelligent, because if those three things are aligned, you're a more purpose driven person.
Mm.
You're more high performing. So for me, wake up, gratitude, go to the gym, get my mind moving, creative juices flowing, come back, have a shower, then my day starts. Like, that's when my business starts. That's when I go on my phone, check my social media stuff, reply to comments, reply to DMs, do all of that stuff. Then boom, then I have my list of tasks I need to do. It's all in my calendar. My calendar is beautifully color coded, so I know exactly what I need to do. Where I need to go network, where I need to send more messages to Silja, like people like Silja, LinkedIn and Instagram, and so
Just
the
schedule
outbound,
this,
and where I
sending messages. You have it on your calendar. Send like 10 messages a day. You also schedule that kind of stuff.
just in my calendar it's just called social hustle.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yeah, so in my calendar it just says like social hustle. It just means like go onto social media and basically build relationships.
Mm.
Like my mindset is not go to social media to sell to people or to find clients. It's to go on social media to build new relationships with new
Mhm.
people, because it's from the relationships from the people that I build that those people start know, liking, trusting me. And eventually one of them or two of them or five of them eventually over some time will be like, Sadiq, such a cool person. Like he helps us so much. He's inspired us so much. We see his consistency. We see his discipline. We need this guy's energy. We will work for him. I mean, we will work with him. We'll hire him. And we want him to coach us. Because out of all the millions of coaches in the world that everybody sees on social media, how many of them are actually living and like walking their talk? Because most of them just post content and they're just talking crap and they just have the certifications or whatever. But then you look at their life, they show up late to the call, they're not doing what they're telling you to do, they're holding you accountable, but they're not accountable to no one. Whereas me, it's like everything I teach and coach people on, they watch in real time, they watch me living that life. They see my fitness videos, they see the books that I share, my newsletter every Friday, they see everything that I consume and that I act on every single week. So that's what inspires them to work with me. Because they're like, this guy doesn't just yap and talk, and yeah, he likes to talk and make videos, but we're looking at his life changing. We saw him go to Dubai and build that community in 1 month by himself. We watched it in real time. That's that inspiration people take, and they're like, we need some of him. We need him to teach us how to do that, right?
Yeah.
And so rather than figuring it out yourself, now it's like, okay, I have a little bit of a system in place. I can help you go and build a community now, right? Because I've did it myself. You've seen me do it in a month. This is what I did. These are the steps I had to take. But who's going to hold you accountable to take those steps now? Because I can give you the blueprint, but no one's going to hold you accountable to take action on that blueprint. So initially, like that's when people would want to come and work with me or come and ask me, "Hey, how do you do this?" And now I don't give everything away for free. I'm like, no, you need to like book a call, or you have to either pay for a call, or you have to book a consultation, and that's value that I want to give you.
Yeah.
No more freebies.
Yeah. It's
Because the
like
community for 7 months.
you can't have everything for free. It's kind of like no, usually when somebody's working in corporate, working for somebody else, they expect to get paid. But if you're like an entrepreneur or a coach or a personal trainer, very often people just expect you to give everything away for free. But it's like, okay, I still have bills to pay and I still have a life and people to support or whatever. So it's kind of like from entrepreneurs, people just expect to get free stuff.
Yep.
So
And you can't be like that. I mean, there's certain aspects of business that you can add the free stuff to, like the newsletters, the content creation, those calls that could be potential clients that someone has shown interest. Like, yes, you give them like a little 15, 20, 30-minute call
yeah.
for free. But at the end of the day, for me, it comes like after what I've done and like where I am today, a decade later, you realize your worth, your time, the precious value that you have, the fact that you can help this person, but you need to see if they're serious enough. Are they
Yeah.
coachable and are they serious to invest in themselves? Because if they just want free calls, free events, free everything, they're never gonna value us. They're gonna think we're always just here, cheap, free, we're
Yeah,
available
they do
today.
not
It's
anything
like, no,
themselves. They just, get everything free. But also, if you pay, you're
exactly.
more invested in this and you're more likely to actually follow through with everything.
Yep, that's it. Perfectly said. When you pay, you're way more invested, and it's like you get that pinch. You have the pinch to go and make it happen, right? So, yeah, I think hopefully that answers your question, though.
Yeah.
Like in terms of, it's just the main thing is that everybody wants to become a better version of themselves. They want to have those shifts. They want to have the transformations. They want to go out there and they want to become a better version of themselves or go after their dreams. Or like me, have this consistent daily strict routine. But the real reality and the truth is that without building those habits or without having accountability, everything else doesn't work out. You can have the best routine, the best schedule, the best, student of your calendar. You can know everything that you got to do for the next month. You can write down all your goals and your dreams. But if there's no accountability and if you're not building the habits towards it, nothing changes. Your life stays the same.
Yeah.
Nothing improves. You just constantly, and then that's why people start sitting there in their room saying, why is this happening to me? Why am I not getting successful? Why is it not working? Oh, is this a scam?
Yeah.
Oh, why is it so expensive? Oh, why this? Why that? And it's
Yeah.
like, no, 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 no. It's not.
And you can
None of
also
that
like
mentality.
instead of asking why is this happening to me, you can be okay. Why is this happening for me? Is
Mhm.
this thing teaching me? Or even like if you're like really connected to the universe, it's like why is this happening through me? So you're taking more
Yes.
responsibility, and you're like, okay, that's actually me. I have to do something. It's happening through me. I'm attracting these shitty opportunities or no opportunities at all because that's the way I am. So maybe there's
Yeah.
something wrong with you if you're attracting or not attracting the kind of things that you actually want to have. Start with yourself, like you already said in the beginning.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those as soon as we remove the self doubts and limiting beliefs, I promise everybody watching and listening this, they will look at themselves 5, 10 years from now. If they just stay consistent working on themselves, building the habits, finding a purpose, working every day towards taking this tiny steps alongside your job, alongside your other companies and your businesses or whatever you're doing right now, if you just become serious about your life and what your goals are and where you want to be, and you just take those daily consistent action steps, I can promise you that you will definitely look back and be like, wow,
Mm.
I've come a long way. I even just look sometimes back and reflect. Every week I have a day that I reflect. Usually it's on a Friday.
Mm.
And I look back and I'm just like, damn, like Sadiq, you've come a long
Mm.
way, man. Like over 10 years ago, the super shy version of you was doing nothing but wasting his time playing Call of Duty. Like so invested in
Oh.
that game and in that flipping job that nothing, like I would have still been there if I didn't like change,
Mm.
if I didn't grow, if I didn't evolve. In the world that we live in today with social media and internet and technology, we should be asking questions and being curious about everything, because curiosity is what leads us towards attracting abundance and opportunities and the doors
Mm.
opening for us to be like, wow, if I didn't do this, this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
But most people's biggest challenge is they just don't do anything, and they overthink, like my clients, too much. Overthinking is what genuinely consumes everybody. And so they're overthinking. And the biggest thing recently that, I've been having lots of conversations with my clients and just people in the community is distractions.
Yeah.
Everybody is just distracted with social media, with comparing their life, with looking at everybody
Mm.
else, not looking within, not doing their own healing, not working on themselves, not staying focused on their goals and their dreams. Because everybody's journey is different. When we write a book, every single book is different, and every day we wake up, we're writing our book, we're
Mm.
writing our story. So the only way the next chapter is going to change is when you go down a different path and create a new chapter,
Yeah.
right? You be a little creative, you be a little curious, then you write a new chapter. Otherwise, you're just writing the same chapter over and over again. And someone reads one chapter and they're halfway through chapter two and they're like, "Oh, this is the same. Like this book is shit. I forget. This book
Yeah.
sucks. Same. This man and this woman just has the same life.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't want to listen.
I
That's
feel, I
boring."
feel that people are overthinking and underacting. So there's so much thinking, but they are not really taking action. But you're like a very good example that you can have it in a different way. You can take the messy action, you can do stuff. And I'm also always taking some messy action, and I'm like, and also I like this concept of having this only 7 days planned, because I can't make long-term plans because I know that I'm changing so much all the time. So somebody's like, oh, 1 year plan, 3 month, I'm like, ugh. I know that I will change so much in between that
Yep.
that would be just restricting myself. So I really love this concept, and thank
Yeah.
you for sharing that as well. And if somebody is inspired to get in touch with you or work with you, where can people find you? And what kind of people would you want to have in your life now? What kind of people are you calling in?
That's a good question, Silja. So everybody can obviously find me on social media, Coach Sadiq, across all social media platforms. And Sadiq is spelled
Yeah,
Sadiq.
I'm also going to put the description as a link
Of course,
so it can be clicked.
of course, perfect. And then obviously the types of people that, not that I just work with, but the people in my community are all humans. So I attract everybody who's aligned with me and my vision and my
Mm.
mission. I've stopped putting labels and niches in place anymore because building my community How to Human has made me realize that there are actually so many beautiful people in my community that I would have never expected are my or will be my future clients. But I look at them now and I'm like, oh
Mm.
damn, like someone in real estate could be my client.
Okay.
Oh damn, someone that just does yoga can be my client. Someone that's in like these fields like construction and architectures, they can be my clients. And I've met these people when I was in Dubai building the community. I met all these different types of beautiful people, and I'm like, damn, I never really thought about like speaking to these types of people. I
Mm.
was always focused on tech entrepreneurs and founders and business owners and this kind of. But sometimes these high value jobs and these organizations that have very high skill kind of workers,
Mm-hmm.
they can also be clients of mine. So I've decided to not put no niches in place, but I usually attract like neurodiverse and like tech
Mm.
people because they are the people who are very different. They're very unique. They're very lonely. They spend a lot of time by themselves, working on themselves or working on building their life. That they struggle with confidence. They
Mm-hmm.
struggle with putting themselves out there. They have so much self limiting beliefs and doubts. They're constantly overthinking every day. So neurodiverse is, someone that just is very different, like they think very differently to everybody else in the
Mhm.
world. They do. If 100 people are going to this path, they choose the other path, one person going down the other path. And that they're the ones who are, like, I call the 3% of the world, because they're the people who go and do things different. They take the messy action, they figure it out, and along the journey they're like, you know what, this was game changing, this has changed my
Mm.
life, because I chose differently to what the normal people choose. I chose to be the shepherd, not the sheep.
Mm.
And so, yeah, those, again, humans, I attract all humans. As long as you vibe with me, as long as you like me, as long as you align with who I am and what I put out into the world, I attract everybody and anyone, and everybody's always welcome to come and reach out to me and shoot me a message. I always give people time. I always respond to everybody. So if you're out there listening or watching and you want to find some deeper level of purpose, or something more to do with your life, or you're just a bit curious, right? You want to learn more about how we got to where we are, then the
Mm.
podcast obviously will help you. But the next step of your life is go to invest in yourself. You've got to go find the right people. You've got to find the right guidance. And instead of doing it yourself, you can just go to someone and say, hey, please give me the shortcut and the keys to success so I can get there faster than if I just do it by myself.
Yeah, so if somebody feels that, okay, I can keep up with this guy and I want to be part of this energy, just go and reach out to Sadiq. I really recommend. It's like he started off with awkward LinkedIn message, but now it's like, oh, very deep connection, I would say. Even if we only met in person just once in London, but we have the whole life ahead. We have all the time to meet and to
For
do
sure.
great
And we're going to
together.
be doing a lot more cool stuff together in the future too. When I
Yeah,
come to Tallinn, when we go to Dubai, yeah, there's going to be a lot of cool, fun stuff in the future as
yeah,
well.
we're gonna meet again, definitely.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you, Celia, and even for you, like, honestly, keep up the amazing work that you're doing, even with the podcast, with the work that you're doing behind the
Mhm.
scenes that I know about and everyone else doesn't see. All your hustle and your efforts and your hard work and the goodness that you're putting out into the universe is only going to come back in abundance to you. That's
Oh.
how the universe works.
Sounds good. So thank you very much. And that's human.
I love it.
Yeah, that's human.
Let's human.